Well, I can't believe we've come to the end of this festival, our sixth Khushwant Singh Literary Festival here in London. I mean, it seems sad to have to say goodbye, though for many people, I hope you'll be at the Cambridge part of the festival on Wednesday. Again, another stimulating programme. Some of you asked about the recording of these sessions and where they can see them. And I've been told the best place to find them is to go to the Khushwant Singh Literary Festival YouTube channel. And you'll find any of the sessions you missed or you want to see recaps of. You'll find them all there. Another thing I'd like to mention is that this is about healing the world, and one of the things that has been done by Nilufer and Rahul is they've planted trees around, I think it's Nainital, is it, Rahul? Where trees, 2,000 trees now planted by the festival. Around Nainital. Yeah. So a tree for each of the speakers and each of the patrons of the festival. So, I mean, really, the healing the world isn't just words, so words are the key part of this festival, but practical action as well. So congratulations to Nilufer and Rahul. And Rahul, may I invite you to join me on stage for some final words? I can't believe we're going to get Nilufer as well. Oh, no, I thought we were lucky for a moment there. Rahul.
Yeah. Okay. It's my job at the end to thank all the various people who've been, made this Lit Fest such a success. But before I begin, I start with that, I'd just like to mention that my father and me also, how much both of us, how much we've appreciated our education in England. We went to university, both of us here, and some of the values and passions that have been mentioned in this Litfest, my father imbibed from Britain, and Britain was a country that he admired a great deal. He used to say often that he admired the English language, and used to often say, people used to ask him, "What is your mother tongue?" And he says, "English is my mother tongue, even though my mother can't speak a word of it." So that's the kind of person he was. But as I said, okay. And as I said, the values that he got from England stayed with him all his life. So with that, let me just start off with mentioning, I won't make them in any particular order, but since Fakir Jazuddin is there and Rachel is there, the two compeers who have been stalwarts for the Lit Fest for quite a long time, Ejaz came to our first Lit Fest in Kasoli, and I think one more after that, and then, of course, we couldn't have any Pakistanis coming there because the government fell. Okay, so I mentioned Rachel and Ejaz. Hetty Elgood, who brought the Literary Festival back to SOAS. Thank you, Hetty. Georgie, who was last year helping us a lot, and she brought the musicians this year. Charles, I'm told I shouldn't pronounce the S. Charles Taylondier. Is Charles
Come on,
there?
Charles.
Please.
Thank you.
He's been backstage, but he's done everything else, to make this a success. Where are we after that? Actually, I've got...
Just look at the screen.
Okay. Navtej Sanna was our High Commissioner in England. And he is the first person who said, since your father was educated in London University, why don't you have the Lit Fest like you have in Kasauli, have it here? So we began it in a small way. And so he's one of our really patrons. Zarid Kama, made it possible the first time we had some problems. He's the one who solved those problems for us. And Mayfair Hotel was, when we had this problem, Mayfair Hotel came to our help through Inder Neil Singh and hosted us for that entire Lit Fest that year. And then we come to, Hetty, I've already mentioned. Rashmi Jolly introduced us to Hetty, and that was through Rashmi that we got Hetty to help us out. The Yusuf and Frida Hamid Foundation took us to Cambridge, and that we're going on the 5th of June. So he made it possible for us to go to his alma mater, which is Christ College. So we're having it in Christ College, Cambridge University. And then
Arts Council, the Arts Council, Rahul.
Oh yeah, of course. The Arts Council. The Arts Council, which has helped us right throughout the London Lit Fest. So we are beholden to them also. Tessa Blackstone, one of my oldest friends, well, she's now Baroness Blackstone, member of the House of Lords. She has been with us right throughout. Zed, I've mentioned, Kama, Navtej, I've mentioned, Camellia Punjabi, who runs a number of restaurants here and who's been one of our big supporters. Vikramjit Sani, who's supported us in Kasauli a great deal, and he's one of our major supporters here. Imtiaz Dharkar, who we heard this morning, is she here or around or not?
She's still here.
Oh, she's still there, okay. Imtiaz, wonderful poet, and I've known her for a long, long time, actually. Must be about 40 years or so, yeah. And Sir Mark Tully, we heard about Sir Charles Wheeler and what a legend he was. Well, I think Sir Mark Tully rivals him as being a legend in India. Zarir Masani, Mahi Mehra, another old friend who's been our supporter a great deal. And there are all these speakers. I'll mention them again one by one. Advait Kotari, Akshat Rati, who we just heard, Amit Roy, is he still around? Yeah, Amit Roy. Again, a very, very old friend, going back a long, many, many decades. Anisha Minocha, she's here, I think, and she moderated one of the sessions. Corinne Fowler, whose book, I didn't think that there would be so much interest in walks in the countryside, but amazingly enough, I think all her books were sold out there after the talk. Eleanor Nesbitt, Fakir Ijazuddin, I've mentioned him, Ejaz, a close friend of my dad's, and he did this very touching gesture of taking the ashes of my dad back to the village and putting them in a brick with a marble plaque in the wall of the school, I think, where my father went to, had his education. Gopinder Kaur, Harinder Singh, Imtiaz has already mentioned, Johnson Kennedy, Keshav Guha, Louise Tillen, Lynn Jones, we just heard her just this last session. Marina Wheeler, again, related to me in a very funny kind of way, but she is related to me. And Mihir Bose, who I saw, Moin Mir, Nadia Kabir Barb, Nigel Dudley, Noreen Masood, Olivia Fraser, who we just heard, Paul Walters, who's been helping us a great deal, another of our major stalwarts. He's here. His wife Anisha, as I had mentioned earlier, Pinky Lilani, Qasim Aziz, who we just heard about, something which I had no idea about, and about self-hypnotism, which was, I didn't think it was possible until you mentioned it. And he said that's something you've got a remarkable ability and something that you should keep up. Raj Pal, who interacted with Corinne and said some very nice things about my father. Robert Seater with Imtiaz Dharkar. What a marvelous session with the nightingale, the sound of the nightingale with a old instrument there. S.Y. Qureshi, former election commissioner. Shireen Wheeler, Marina's sister. Simon MacDonald, who we're going to have in Cambridge, who's hosting us at Christ's College. Singh twins. Did we see the Singh twins? No. Okay. Som Bhatyabal, who's Georgie's husband, and who we heard just now. Shubhadra Das, Susan Strong, we just had her. Tamima Anam, yeah. I think that's the speakers. And whom do you have now after that? Also, I think
We've come back.
I forgot Sheila and Harkirat Singh, Harkirat is here, who's been also helped us a lot with this festival. Another very, very old friend of mine, Rachel and Ejaz, I've mentioned already. Yes, I think Georgie brought this group, Tamar Iskanian, I think from Armenia, and Javari Collective. Thank you, Georgie, for bringing that, that group over. And, you know, our theme is Heal the World. And I think through music, as the musicians you brought from various parts of the world, I even noticed a Bengali lady there. I think Mukhopadhyaya, her name was. And there was somebody from Japan, somebody from England, of course. So I think heal the world through music. And music was mentioned also here as something that heals. Then there are Arts Council, I've mentioned, Yusuf and Farida. I mean, these are our partners. SOAS, can't thank you. I hope we can again come here next year also, SOAS. Christ College. Grow more trees. That was mentioned about how we plant a tree for every speaker. And this is a foundation, grow trees. Pipa Ran, Books and Media. That is Prabhu Guptara, whose bookshop has been there, and a lot of people have been buying the books. That he's a publisher, and he's had the bookshop there. This is the Harinder and Kiran, who run a marvelous boutique shop called 1469. And 1469 is the birth date of Guru Nanak. So that's their logo, really, 1469. University of Cambridge, Tongues on Fire, and Eastern Eye. Is Amit here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eastern Eye, who's been our media partner. Mustn't forget them. They've been very helpful, and the two Solanki brothers, I think, no, father and son, who run the Eastern Eye. Christ College, I've mentioned. Yeah, and of course, our audience. I mustn't forget the audience, not written here, but the audience who be.
Rahul Lord is here, I think, somewhere.
Rahul Lord is here?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Asian Light. He wrote a very nice piece on the Lit Fest. Yeah, there's the audience, supportive audience. And Nilofer, of course. Yeah. Yeah, Prabhu Guptara we mentioned. I think everybody's been mentioned already. Shal, yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you all again next year at SOAS. Your phone is there.